After buying a new home, a police officer asked me, "Are you aware there's a body decomposing in your walls?" What? Don't think I had anything to do with this. I called you guys because of the smell. I crossed my arms defensively. The officer's face stayed neutral, but his partner was already walking toward their patrol car. Due to the nature of your relationship to the victim, we're going to have to bring you in for questioning. Relationship to the victim? Who's the victim? My voice cracked with confusion. We're not at liberty to say at this time. Please come with us. He gestured toward the car. I'd bought this house just 3 weeks ago. It was supposed to be a fresh start after my divorce. A little 2-bedroom ranch in a quiet neighborhood where I could rebuild my life. The smell had started a few days after I moved in. At first I thought it was a dead mouse in the walls. Then it got worse. Sweet and rotting and impossible to ignore. The officer guided me to the back seat of the patrol car. No handcuffs, but the door locks clicked with finality. Through the window, I watched more police arrive. Crime scene tape went up around my new home. Officers in white hazmat suits carried equipment inside. This was really happening. During the ride to the station, my mind raced through possibilities. The previous owner had been an elderly woman who'd died in a nursing home. Her family had sold the house quickly. Maybe someone had broken in while it sat empty. Maybe there'd been a murder years ago that nobody knew about. But why did they think I had a relationship with whoever was in my walls? At the station, they put me in a small interrogation room. Gray walls and a metal table with one of those big mirrors everyone knows is one-way glass. I sat there for what felt like hours. No phone call, no lawyer, just me and my panicked thoughts. Through the door, I could hear muffled voices, officers walking past in the hallway, phones ringing. Normal police station sounds that felt surreal given my situation. I'd never been in trouble with the law, never even gotten a speeding ticket. Now I was being questioned about a dead body in my house. 2 officers finally entered the room. Detective Harper was older with gray hair and tired eyes. Detective McGuire looked younger and kept glancing at a file folder. They sat across from me, and the older one started a recording device. I want to be clear that I just bought this house. Whatever's in those walls has nothing to do with me. I said it before they could speak. Harper nodded but didn't look convinced. We'll get to that. First, can you tell us about your family? My family? I'm divorced. No kids. My parents live in Florida. I didn't understand the question. What about siblings? McGuire asked while taking notes. My stomach tightened. I had a brother. He went missing 15 years ago. The detectives exchanged a look that made my blood run cold. Harper opened the file folder and pulled out a photo. It was a forensic photo of something wrapped in plastic inside a wall cavity. I couldn't make out details, but the shape was obviously human. Your brother was 17 when he disappeared, correct? Harper's voice was gentle but firm. Yes, we filed a missing person report. The police never found anything. My hands were shaking now. And you were living where at the time? McGuire leaned forward. With my parents. About 10 miles from here. My mouth felt dry. They asked more questions about my brother, when I'd last seen him, what he was wearing, if we'd fought before he vanished. Each question felt like a trap, but I answered honestly. Tommy had been troubled, drugs and bad friends. We'd all assumed he'd run away. After an hour of questions, Harper finally got to the point. The thing is, we found some interesting evidence in those walls along with the body. What kind of evidence? I asked, though I wasn't sure I wanted to know. DNA evidence, hair, blood, things that help us identify not just the victim, but potentially who put them there. His eyes never left mine. I waited for him to continue. The room felt smaller, the air thicker. McGuire was still writing notes, but I could feel him watching me too. Whatever they'd found, it was bad. Bad enough that they'd brought me in immediately. Bad enough that they thought I was involved. Harper stood up and walked around the table. He placed another photo in front of me. This one showed a gold-class ring covered in dirt and decay. Tommy's high school ring, the one he'd never taken off, the one we'd assumed he was wearing when he disappeared. We're rushing the DNA tests, but initial field tests are concerning. Harper's voice dropped lower. Concerning how? I managed to ask. He sat on the edge of the table looking down at me. McGuire had stopped writing. The recorder's red light blinked steadily. Ma'am, why is it that we found your son's DNA in your walls? Full story on channel link below.